Welcome to episode 3 of the Power Effects. My name is Sean the Mighty Quinn. Oh, yeah. Here with my buddy Jake Price, and we are on episode 3. Episode 3, what is it, Jake? What are we talking about today?
I think it'd be cool to graze over some local legends or local lore, different creepy stories from where you grew up, do some investigation.
Yeah, dig deep into it. I know as a kid living in North Philly, I think we made up one I thought was real when I was a kid, but
Mhm.
looking up, I couldn't find it. And I just researched it, and the place we're looking, I'll show it later. But as kids, we made up that lore because it's so dark. You're looking down a valley, you see a house, and then you just make stuff up, and the next thing you know, we're believing it.
Yeah,
It
right.
was so every time we walked by, it was really high up. We would kind of walk real fast, get away from that
Oh
area.
yeah,
It was,
scary, dude.
yeah, very scary indeed. So let's begin with the first thing. No, you know what? Let me talk about how you been. How's the job?
The new
How's it go?
job.
Yeah, how's it going?
It's cool, man. I'm learning a lot. I feel like I parts of me feel like I'm not smart enough for the job, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
learning pretty quickly, and there's a lot of smart guys that work there. So
Oh
I must feel overwhelmed in certain scenarios. Like part of me is like, man, maybe I don't fit in this group, and then other times like I think it would be okay, dude. It's just a lot of computer-based stuff.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
The hard part is that it's more computer-based and testing and calibrating than it is fixing stuff. I've been construction, maintenance, and troubleshooting for 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to kind of let go of the tools. And like when I have an issue, I have to call somebody else. So it's kind
You
of a
had to
little
call
hurdle.
someone else in? That must drive you crazy, man. How do
Yeah,
you
so it's
deal with
like
that? That would drive me crazy.
so there's certain things what we can do and what we can't do. So like if there's something wired wrong and it's a lot of mistakes, you got to call somebody else in from a different department.
Mm.
If it's like a bad relay, I can replace the relay. Or like it's weird margins, but it makes sense. Like we're marginalized. So I'm like testing and calibration, and we have SCADA, and we have maintenance, and we have operations. So we have different groups that are all part of the same package.
Gotcha.
But yeah, if I
Awesome.
have too many issues with hardware, I got to call somebody else to like probably replace it.
Okay. Well, this
That's a
sounds
little
like
weird.
okay. It sounds like you're having fun. You'll learn it.
It's cool.
You're pretty sharp for the most part. I mean, for the most part, I think you'll get
Yeah,
it.
sometimes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then on the other hand, also like I'm because the top rate is good money. A lot of the guys down there make a lot
Mm-hmm.
of money. The money's there, the work's there, it's
Mm-hmm.
consistent, it's busy, which is nice. But at the same time, I've been really kind of thrown up in the air about starting my own business again.
Oh, nice. Like
So I
I
think
did.
instead, like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think instead of taking a ton of overtime, I might try to start finding more side work or try to do
Mm-hmm.
stuff down that alley.
Okay.
Try to build something for myself instead of for somebody else.
That's a
That's what
good
I've been
point.
doing for 12 years. I've been helping maintain other people's equipment or build stuff for other people. It's like
Yeah.
try to dabble into doing my own thing again. And if it doesn't land, it doesn't land. I still have the day job. But like a 4 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night or Saturday, Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
probably try to land my own work and work under my own name. Or if you need help, I can help you out.
Okay.
Or if
Yeah.
I have too much money, I can float. If I have too much work, I can float it your way type stuff.
Uh-huh.
Like a back and forth. I
Yeah. No,
just
I
I
love
can't
that plan. I love
I
that
can't
plan.
decide if I want to do another LLC or just a handyman license. I don't really know which avenue. And honestly,
Yeah.
I've been kind of using ChatGPT and different AI platforms to kind of help make a business model and
Mm-hmm.
financial goals and like how to start and where to start, what to do. So I've been using the resources at the tip of my fingers. Before I haven't even started. I've only told a couple of people that I've been starting to look for side work again, get some cash flow.
Right. I just
But
joined
it's just,
Yelp, so I understand it's a little tough because me and you are limited time. I'm
mhm.
I put 3 to 9, and then weekends all day. But me and you are very limited in time. But we still could do work. Like during the
Oh,
summertime,
sure.
I'm going to be off. I'm going to reach out to industry and see if they want someone like me to come out and troubleshoot their machines. and stuff. Maybe I'll see if I can work with Seacon or something. Maybe work an agreement where I bring them in for an engineering side. You know what I mean? That's what I was thinking of doing, something like that. Uh,
That'd be
Along with
cool.
residential and commercial. I still want to do that. Not
So,
not like
so
big stuff.
my ultimate goal would be if I could land consistently enough to say in the future walk away from what I have now
Mm.
and go purely on my own,
Yeah.
I would. And I would go for the big dog jobs. I would go for the big money jobs. Like I'm all in. Like, and part of my thing that I've always had, I don't know, not like a complex. I've always wanted to be the best and like be high, like put on like trying to say without being like
Arrogant.
pompous.
Mm.
Yeah, like I've always like to prove to myself I want to be the best. I want to have the best quality. Like I always try to keep
Mm.
a high regard for my own name, and I want other people to see that too. So like, if I can land more work and get into commercial and industrial is where the money is.
Yeah.
I really don't like working in people's houses, but if I'm going to do side work for now and build a clientele base, it's probably going to have to be residential to start.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if I
Well,
can go out and be on my own and hire other people, I would do that in a heartbeat.
well, that's why I'm reaching out to some realtors and stuff. I'm offering services. I sent out my
Yeah,
price list already, very transparent. I'm like, hey, this is my price list. One's for residential. I have another one for commercial industrial, showing the different pricing that's available for them, including when summer hits, I'll probably do service calls, all day, all night, whatever they
yeah,
need, within reason. you know, that was
yeah,
my
right.
thought process. But let's get into it. All right, I want to get into
Sure.
these local legends, the ones that kept me and you up at night, or
Hmm.
maybe you liked it, maybe you didn't keep up at night, maybe you just enjoyed it. But for me, it kept me up at night worrying about these legends coming towards me. My dad and mom used to like to do that to us. We used to watch The Living Dead um, as a kid, and when I watched Living Dead, I was so scared. I slept next to my brother, so my brother would be the first one to get eaten, and then I could run away. you know.
Nice,
So they used to scare us with the local lore, and we lived right next to a cemetery, and they told us the dead comes out of there. And so in my
nice.
mind, I'm believing this local lore that they're making. They're not. They're only doing it to me because my family likes busting stones, like probably yours. And this
Oh
is their
yeah.
way of getting me because I used to mess with them as a kid. So let's
Hmm.
begin with your first local lore. What is on your docket? Give us the first
So I
one on
think
your docket.
I think a big one for me and a lot of people from my section of Delaware County could agree, or even Chester County on the other side by the other side of the Delaware border by Hockessin, like that area is like Beaver Valley, where the DuPont Mansion is. There's a lot of local legends back there, a lot of creepy things, especially at nighttime. Nighttime is some uneasy vibes when you go back there. So like
Right.
the DuPont Mansion's back there. I think mostly everybody knows who the DuPont family is and their
Yeah.
incredible greed that led to incest within their own family to keep their money within,
Right.
even to the point of saying um, they were paying off family members that weren't immediate family members to get them out of the will, so the money wouldn't be leaving the family.
Mm-hmm.
So I know there's been several scenarios where they would like reach out to a niece or nephew, like, "Hey, you can keep the last name, but we'll give you this amount of money that you will agree to not be in the will at all." They're literally paying off family members to keep the wealth within. But with that, one of the most popular things I believe from back there was Cosart Road.
Okay.
There used to be a baby skull tree. It was since removed because there's so much traffic from people trying to find it and see it and track down the local lore and legends. And it was scary. And it was a creepy road with no lights. And they had
Mm-hmm.
signs that said no parking at any time. They had secret security, allegedly. See, like I think everyone's that's been in Beaver Valley has their own stories, but we've been chased out of Beaver Valley by unmarked black trucks and stuff like that.
Okay.
Uh, a lot of creepy things, but this baby skull tree was a byproduct of their incest to keep the money within. So was a baby that was born with deformities or whatever may have been, and they had the baby on property instead of going to the hospital. So they
Mm.
took the baby, and I guess their way of abandoning it or aborting it was they left it down in the base of this tree or whatever may have happened. I don't know if they buried the baby there and then the tree grew around it, but the root system grew in the shape of in the form of a skull. So it looked like this creepy symbol.
Like the kid formed it from his spirit, right? Something like that. Like
Yeah,
there's a
something like
ghost
there's
there.
all sorts of different stories. But yeah, the where they had the baby, the roots grew in the shape of a skull. So it was like another creepy aspect to the lore. But
Uh-huh.
they had they had that tree removed because it brought so much traffic to the area. So they had it removed and replanted, but I don't think it was ever replanted.
Oh,
So that
okay.
was a creepy aspect to it. But like you're I think I haven't been down there in 12 years, but you're a bunch of kids in a car driving on a black road with no lights at all, and like you're just following this man. There's a tree down here somewhere, and it looks like a skull. So you're going off this creepy urban legend, and you're trying to
Mm-hmm.
track it down. And you do see some weird stuff down there. Like there's some creepy abandoned houses. Like the mansion is this huge property on top of farmland, and like if you catch it at the silhouette, you'll like the moonlight behind it, you'll catch the silhouette of this mansion with a bunch of
Yeah.
chimneys. It's a creepy area.
I think I got a picture here. All right. Yeah. Okay. They're calling it
And
Devil's
then
Road. The Devil's Road that takes you to that DuPont area you're talking about. And
so
the
another
house and
aspect
the
to that
kidneys.
road is so there's speculations that there's a Satanist church or a cultist house in the woods also in
That's
this
what it
in general
says. Yeah.
vicinity to it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you drive on Kosar Road, it's a windy road. It's pretty narrow in certain areas, and it's built onto a hillside. All the trees that are growing on the other side of the guardrail grow up and then point away from the house, away from the cultist church. They grow up and away. And one of the legends to that is that it's growing away from the pure evil that happens on those grounds or on that property or within the family. It's so evil that even the trees are trying to grow away from it. It's a weird anomaly if you go back there. Like during the day, it's beautiful,
Right.
but nighttime you just see these tall trees, and then at the top, all the branches grow one direction, and they all grow away from the house. It's just
I think I
creepy
drove.
scenario.
Me and my wife like to do a lot of driving sometimes, and I remember driving like a road that just felt eerie. But we did it during the
Yeah, oh,
day.
dude,
We did it
the
during the
whole
day.
thing back there, and then there's a I think it's on Smith Bridge Road. There's a single lane uh, red bridge that goes over the creek. It's adjacent to their property.
I'm gonna show it.
It's a
I got
creepy
on
bridge too.
maps.
There's all sorts of different stories back there too. There's another bridge on the other side of the entrance. I forget what road it's on though, but
Yeah,
there's another legend to
Creek
that
Road.
is that is there's a witch that lives in the river, like some like weird stuff like that. It's just the whole area, I think, just because it's so old back there and it's so dark and
Right.
secluded from everything else. There's so many stories that become derivative of that, and then people like you and I that talk about it, it becomes this larger entity.
Yeah. But sometimes lore comes from, some facts. It may not be the whole
Oh,
truth, but
sure,
there's some
yeah.
truth in there. Like the incest is probably true.
Oh, the
Uh,
incest is true. Paying off
yeah.
the family members is true.
Yeah.
They did kill a baby that had issues. There's
Right.
been other stories of the property where they used to train boxers. The DuPont family had some prominent boxers come out of there, and the one guy apparently was murdered and chopped up and dispersed in the valley. So there's a lot of stories that come out of there, and a lot of it, I think, if it wasn't such a rich, prominent family, there would have been a lot more investigation into it.
Yeah. So,
But we all know
paying
how that
off.
works. Power rules the world.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. uh, so, yeah, that's one of them. Another one I saw, and I was doing some research, is called the Goblin of Easton, right? It's not exactly local, but it's Pennsylvania. They're
Yeah,
talking
Easton's only
about,
an hour away.
right? Well, apparently there was a monk, right? He was doing a church monk. He's helping out the community, what he would do is listen to your confessions, and then he would bribe you. He would, blackmail you to get money. And he kept doing it and kept doing it. And then a woman decided to do something, and he killed that woman, and he was
Mhm.
hung to death. And they said
Good.
once he got hung and died, they'd cut the tree, he'd come down, and he apparently, they're saying that he started becoming, his face started twisting, and small tusks came out, and he had started growing white hair, all greasy, two pointy canines started emerging. He became like a
Hmm.
goblin, yellow skin, and he just left. He disappeared in the forest, and they say they still can see him today. If of course they spread it, but today they're still looking around. And occasionally they say they see him,
Hmm.
this goblin looking creature in Easton, Pennsylvania. I just thought that was an interesting one to me. That was didn't say what year. It must have been probably a while ago because of Monk being there. Doesn't say what year it happened, but it says a British soldier encountered the goblin, so it must have been during the Revolutionary War time frame when this happened, because it says a British soldier. So that's one of the things I wanted to share. I mean, that to me is kind of creepy. I can't wait for Shalom to make a movie of it. That'd be pretty
Oh,
neat
M
to
Night
see.
Shyamalan.
Yes, yep. He
He
made
lives. He
one.
lives in. He lives in Chester County.
Well, he
He
made
lives
one
by Beaver Valley.
about that road, but not about the road per se, but about the village that was
Yeah, the village. Yeah.
exploded. It's kind of based on. That's what it said. That's what they think is based on that. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
He
it's
lives in the area too.
oh, that's pretty neat. I do like his movies. Some don't do well. I still watch them. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, that was one I wanted to share. Was in Easton, Pennsylvania, actually called Spooky, Pennsylvania is the nickname. But yeah, that was
Nice.
one of them. So, what other stories do you have to share? I just thought that'd be cool to share mine.
I have another one. A lot of people in this area, again, local to Delaware County, would be Midgetville, which is
Okay.
yeah. What was that? Did you laughed?
No,
Um,
I'm gonna go to
but
hell. Thanks.
there's a cluster of tiny homes. It's rumored to be in Ridley Park, PA, in the woods. Offset, these group of tiny homes are allegedly built for or built by people with dwarfism.
Okay.
It was actually so popular that a group of Temple University students, I think it was like 10 years ago or 12 years ago, made a documentary on it called Tiny Town, and they alluded to the fact that uh, Midgetville is not a politically correct term for what it
Yeah.
is, but
Yeah.
the local legends are dated, so you're not going to find many politically correct things with old stories. A lot of people get hung up on those little details, but Midgetville has been around for a long time.
Hmm.
So people in 2015 were like, "Oh, that's not politically correct." There's a lot of things that aren't good things that a lot of people don't know about.
Well, my old coworker when I worked with Pusey Electric and was a first year apprentice, second year too. He was one of those old guys that after work day you drink a case of beer, but he lived
Oh
in a
yeah.
house that was made for midgets, and he was taller than me. And I'm like, how does it work in there? He's like, dude, I hit my head all the time, but it's cheap, and he's like, everything's low in the whole house. So he lived in one. He didn't tell me what township, but he lived in one, and this is, the company's in Media, PA, so he's within the area. So
Yeah.
there are what's the true term for it? But they are midget type houses out there.
Oh
So
yeah.
you some of that's fact, right?
Oh, so Midgetville is a real community with real houses that are smaller scaled, lower ceilings, lower like, everything.
I'm going to
It is
I'm going to
dwarfism height.
I'm going to Wikipedia, and it says there's one in Fairfax County, Virginia, one in Jefferson Township, New Jersey, Long Beach,
Hmm.
California,
Yeah.
Ontario. So there's many different spots where you have this type of community that you talked
Yeah, for
about.
sure. Yeah, and like there's claims that like the residents are hostile to outsiders, and a lot of people go looking for this type of stuff. Again, it's a local lore. People want to
Oh,
adventure. They want to explore that. There's another
I would be
location.
hostile if you keep coming visit me. I would be
Yeah,
hostile. No
right. Yeah.
offense.
And then there's another one. I don't think it's as widely explored, but it's in Chester Heights, right behind a brand new development of townhouses, like $750,000 townhouses. There's some tiny homes with some colorful paint schemes on them. I could say that, almost like Victorian style paint schemes on these tiny homes. And you can't get. I tried to look around with my Google Maps. It wouldn't let me travel the road to get back to it, so I couldn't get any real photos of it. But I've seen it in real life. It's weird. I mean, it's weird to us, but it makes sense, right? Like
Mm,
you have a group of people that want to move out together and get away from people like us. So it makes sense, but it is widely explored. I think the one in Ridley Park too was, I think, set on fire
really?
in like 2012, 2013, somewhere in that ballpark.
Right. Okay.
There's a fire and a big investigation of arson, all sorts of stuff back there.
Wow.
But yeah, um, but there's other speculation that it was a group of people with dwarfism living out there. Then there's other speculation that it was circus performers that were all living together.
Hmm.
That's why there were so many locations throughout the country. It was a community that they could go to when they were in the area. I don't know,
Wow.
man. It's just another one. Gained a
Wow.
lot of foot traffic, a lot of rumors, a lot of hostility. But there's
It
another cool
sounds like
one,
it.
and it's close. It's in Ridley
Hmm.
Park in the woods. I mean, it's a close story, something you can get to from us in 20 minutes. So something
Wow.
that, like, when I was a kid, if I had known about it when I was a kid, I would have explored there. I was just closer to Beaver Valley, and I went down in the dark woods at night at 2 in the morning, which is super creepy too.
Did you?
Yeah, but like a lot of people say about the Midgetville houses, they were saying, like, they would describe going looking for this Wizard of Oz type town because it's people like, what are they, Oompa Loompas,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
little orange people from Wizard of Oz. Oh no, that was Willy Wonka.
Right.
Totally wrong. But they were like
What
describing it
I
like
was
this
going with
Wizard
it.
of Oz, like they're
Yeah.
like going to find like this Wizard of Oz esque, like, colorful, follow the yellow brick road to this little dwarf town. So like there's like some funny stories about it. It's like people had like totally different expectations than what they did find. It's just a bunch of small homes.
Right. Man. Again, my buddy lived in one. He liked it because it was cheap.
Good for him.
He spent his money on drinking, so he didn't really want to buy nothing big. Every day, man. Case of what do you drink? He drank some kind of light, Bud Light, Bud Light. That's what it was. Every day after work.
Hey, so at that
Case.
pace, you got to be making serious money or drinking seriously cheap beer.
That was 20 some years ago. That was 1999.
Yeah, so a
Then when
case
it
of beer is like
happened,
$11.
yeah. So I was looking up some things, and I saw one called the Bus to Nowhere. Right, it's a bus to nowhere, or the mysterious bus. It's in Philadelphia, by the way. This legend. It
Nice.
says when you're at your worst time, right, your lowest possible hopelessness, and you're dejected, and you don't feel like you want to live. All of a sudden, a bus will appear with no writing on it. It looked like a SEPTA bus. Comes pick you up, and later on doesn't leave. It brings you back, but your memory's lost. You don't remember anything, and it just takes you unknown spots around the city. Uh, that it was mind, like, it just doesn't do nothing. I thought it would take you away or do something, but it just wanders around. Like if you're cheating on your husband or wife and you're feeling awful, it goes after that kind of people. People who are feeling disgusted in life, it goes after those type of people. And that's what it does. Man, it just takes you away. But I'm surprised it doesn't do anything to you. It just takes you away. The next thing you know, it takes you back. But apparently it's the bus to nowhere in Philadelphia. Just wanted to show you. It's just it was pretty neat to talk about that one. Philadelphia. Now you know how it was. Like I was telling about my we made one up in Philadelphia. We thought there was incest at that location. I look it up at maps. It doesn't exist, this lure, and it was a golf driving range. I just saw it today. I'm like, oh, this whole time as a young kid, man, I'm like, I wanted to stay away from that area. It's right above a overpass in Wissahickon, and right underneath it's underneath Passage Road. It looks like a service road, by the way. And there's a
Nice.
house there, and we thought, oh, we all thought that's where it was, where they grabbed you and ate you. They're cannibals, and that's what we
Mhm.
believed. Next thing you know, the whole neighborhood kids believe this. We spread our own lore from that fear. It was so funny, and seeing it, it's kind of seeing it as a miniature golf, or no
Yeah,
driving
right.
ranges. It's funny as hell. So, what other lore do you have besides the ones I talked about?
I think another widely known one is, and it's not really in our general areas, a couple hours away, would be like the Appalachia. Like don't go in the Appalachian woods by yourself type deal. Like skinwalkers and witches and Satanist cult, a lot of stuff like that. Like, and that's everywhere across the internet.
Mm,
Everyone covers that. And like it says like if you're in the woods of Appalachia and everything gets quiet, get out of the woods. Or like don't
oh,
whistle if you're by yourself because something's going to whistle back. There's like things that try to mimic your sounds to lure you in, or things that shout for help, but it's not. There's nobody out there.
all right, get you comfortable.
So there's
Make you.
a lot of creepy stories like that, or like big skinwalker stuff where like shapeshifters kind of deal
All
where
right,
all sorts of stories. There's another stories of Dog Man, which I think is from Virginia
dog
or like
man.
originally from yeah, the Dog Man. He was
Mm-hmm.
like imagine and you listen to the stories and like people try to differentiate. It's not a werewolf. It's a Dog Man,
Mm-hmm.
and it sounds like the same thing, but apparently it's a like black magic entity,
Mm-hmm.
and it stands upright like a human being, and it's big and bulky and has a dog head and furry body, but it's not a werewolf.
Yeah.
But
All right.
apparently it's
It
nice.
it's Rover.
Apparently it's nice. It's nice to children
Mm-hmm.
and like people of pure intention, and it's like vicious and ruthless towards adults and stuff like that. There's
That are
one big
not
story.
right. That are mischievous or evil. Right. Those kind of
Yeah,
people.
or
There's
like
any.
all sort. I think most adults or whatever. I think just because children are said to be pure,
Mm-hmm.
so like, I don't know. A lot of like urban legends don't mess with kids for whatever reason.
Oh. Well,
But
there's
there's some big stories about the dog man and different sightings, and
okay.
it's kind of like a
When
like a
did that
Sasquatch thing, like Bigfoot type deal stories.
did it have the time when that came about? Like
This has been like an
I couldn't find about
ongoing
the
one.
bus. I couldn't find when the bus one started. I tried to look for it.
Dogman's been around for a long time. I think probably from the 50s and on, like from what
Okay.
I've been reading. There's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of different stories. Like there was this guy that went out hunting in the woods. This one's a widely spoken about story too. He's been on a couple podcasts, done some interviews, and like he seems genuinely scared to talk about what he talks about. So like he went out hunting with his two dogs, and they were going. I don't know if they were hunting fox or whatever they were hunting. I'm going to botch that section of the story, but they got attacked by a group of coyote. There's this guy and his two dogs. They're out hunting at nighttime in the woods in the Appalachia, and so he's got two dogs. They start attacking this group of coyotes that they're protecting the owner from, and the one dog comes back, and the other one's over on the other side of the tree. And he just hears this gnawing, chewing sound and bones breaking, and so he thinks it's his dog. He's like, all right, my dog's doing his job. He's protecting me. He's killing the coyotes, whatever. He said he goes around the tree to praise his dog, and it's this giant, standing upright creature, this dog man, and it's chewing on his dog, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
And then he comes in contact with this thing, and it starts coming after him and swats him out of the way. And then his dog attacks. Then his dog is thrown by this dog man creature and
Mm-hmm.
gets all beaten up and bloodied. And so the dog man starts coming back for the hunter again, and then the dog comes out and saves him again, and then gave the owner enough time to run out and leave the woods.
Okay.
And he came out and told his grandfather, who was waiting in the truck, like, "Hey, I got attacked by this creature out there." And his grandfather goes, "There's one thing that you should know about the Appalachian is that there's things out here that aren't that don't seem real, but they are. And you got to be careful. And you got to respect. You got to respect and know what to do and when to leave."
Mm-hmm.
So now he lost both of his hunting dogs, right? So he leaves his jacket on the side of the road as like a mile marker where to come back, where he went in to go
Mm-hmm.
hunting.
Right.
His grandfather says, "We'll come back tomorrow. You owe it to those dogs to try to find them."
Mm-hmm.
And so they're going down the road, and the next day, the next morning, and there's a dog out there. And he's like, "Oh man," it's like, "My dog's back." He's like, "Where's the other one?" And it's this beaten up, bloody dog, and he survived. And the other one was never found again. But the grandfather's like, he's like, "There's things that happen in these woods that are real, and there's real evil out here. You just need to know to respect it." So there's like crazy stories like that, and like the same thing with the skinwalkers. Like, don't whistle in the woods by yourself because something will respond to you, or like it attracts the skinwalker. So a
Okay.
lot of weird stories like that, but it's super
Mm-hmm.
creepy, super creepy.
Should watch
I never liked it in the
Supernatural.
woods. And I love Supernatural. I watched it.
Yeah.
I watched every episode
Yeah.
twice. I watched it. I watched the whole thing, and then I watched it all over again.
Yeah, it's one of
Then I
my
started watching it a
favorites.
third. I started watching it a third time. I made it. I'm like on like season 11, I think.
Wow. Wow.
But yeah, dude, I love that show.
It's one of my
But it's
favorites too.
cool. It's a lot of stuff like that. A lot of people don't talk about it. Like I'm not into
Yeah.
like the whole like my wife loves like the Real Housewives, the Mormon wives. She
Yeah.
loves Survivor and all these like
I don't like real life, to be
reality
honest.
TV shows and the challenge and stuff like that. I like
Yeah.
these creepy stories nobody else talks about type guy
Yeah.
like type stuff. I mean, I'm not going to go out in the woods at night by myself,
Right.
but I'll watch other people do it.
Oh, like the Blair Witch movie. Oh, they went out
Yeah,
there and made a good
I don't
movie.
have the I don't have the stones for that, dude. No way.
Oh, well, I was doing more research as you were talking. They also said that they saw Bigfoot, or at least one that looks like one, in Appalachian Mountains. As you were
Yeah.
talking, they said there's been plenty of sightings in
Oh
that woods
yeah.
too. It's so thick, though. That's what they're talking about in these stories. Is the woods are so thick that it's hard to
Oh yeah.
imagine what's in there. And that's what they said they
Yeah. No, in
saw. They saw,
your
yeah.
mind goes crazy.
Oh, definitely when you're in there in the dark. I've
Hmm.
I've
Oh
done
yeah.
that when I was stationed in Fort Leonard Wood for basic training. I had to do guard duty. It was dark, so dark. You close your eyes and you cover it. That's how dark it was. And I got
Hmm.
lost for 12 hours, and I was
Nice.
scared, man. I'm like, oh no, because it's Black Widow and brown recluse. I can imagine being in Appalachian Mountains like that too, man. I'd be puckered, worrying
Oh,
about
dude,
these
terrible.
stories. Because these folklores, there's got to be some fact. It might be just a guy that looks really beat up, or it might be a family living there that's all doesn't shave, but there's probably some fact in there.
Oh, for sure. It's like another. There's a family in the Appalachia, and it's real. It's documented. They're real people. The Whitakers, and
Okay.
like they're highly speculated to be incest. Like the one guy can barely talk any real words at all. And
Ooh,
it's like
man.
this weird family in the middle of the woods. Like there's just this creepy scenario. I'd almost rather encounter Bigfoot instead instead of these incest
Yeah.
family members or whatever they are.
Because you don't know
I'd
they're,
rather.
yeah.
I think I'd rather encounter a monster instead of a crazy person.
Yeah. Definitely when they probably think you're food
Yeah,
because
right.
you don't know what they're thinking. Because there's a bunch of stories about that, families nationwide that they're just keep mating with each other and have major incest and
Hmm.
trying to survive. There was a movie, horror movie, a couple years ago about that. It was I don't watch horror movies, so I don't know anything. But man,
Like the
but
hills have eyes.
that's it. That's the one. Yeah. Well,
Or
I
what's
was
the other one? Wrong turn.
yeah, yeah. And then I was looking some more, and they said there's a house in Pittsburgh that they believe was extremely haunted. I'm gonna pull it up. It's called the Ridge House Avenue on Ridge
Nice.
Avenue in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. They're saying that a husband was having an affair with a maid. Wife caught them, murdered both of them. And
Nice.
a few days later, a neighbor discovered that the wife had the maid's head on her lap, cradling it, rubbing the head, right? And then and got them out of there, and they sold the house. Well, the story goes that the next doctor, the next person who bought the house was a reclusive doctor, and they went downstairs and found a bunch of women's heads that were being experimented on,
Nice.
you know? And then they said later on they used a immigration house, and that house being used for immigrants, they were using it for, working and all that. And over time, the house just exploded, just blew up. And the locals believe that the house just went to hell. All right, just went to hell and just got sucked in. It was so popular back in the day that
Mhm.
Thomas Edison he was experimenting with that, trying to see if he can find ghosts. He brought his equipment there to see if anything was true, which doesn't say if he saw anything, but he brought his stuff out there to verify if there was ghosts with his equipment. So that's
Still
the
pretty
other
cool.
story. And that was in Pittsburgh, not too local, but the state of Pennsylvania. We have a lot of good ones.
What's like our little area? Because we're one of the first settlement areas in
Mm-hmm.
U.S. history, colonized U.S. history. I mean, you figure like Marcus Hook, like that was one of the main ports. Like
Right.
I think that was colonized like the 1600s.
Mm-hmm.
But like upland too, like with the Pusey plantation there, there's so much slavery and terrible things that happened in upland that like people just live in those old houses. There's so many ghost stories that come out of upland just from these old farmhouses, these old like repurposed homes, like these ghost stories, like weird
Mm-hmm.
stories that come out of there. Like from the Pusey plantations there, which is another creepy location. So many stories, and it's
Mm-hmm.
typically derivative of terrible things that happen there.
Okay.
These unsettled ghosts.
Right. Just in our local area, just
Yeah.
around this area, like the one everybody likes going to, right? That prison in Philly.
Oh, Eastern State.
Yeah. Now that one's thick and more, right?
Oh
Because
yeah.
it was one of the worst prisons in the United States at the time. Horrible conditions. Just prisoners dying left and right, and they believe it's haunted. Now they still use it today for Halloween
Yeah,
because
tourist
it's
attraction. That's
yeah.
all it is. Tourist. There's another one too. Is Penhurst Asylum.
Oh yeah.
It's
Mm-hmm.
huge, and like that one was notorious. So like a lot of, and it's terrible to say, but like a lot of times, like way back when, it's like, and people didn't understand what it was. Like people with mental illnesses or people with autism, people with Down syndrome, all these issues, like they would send them to these insane asylums because they didn't know what to do with them. And then
Mm-hmm.
it comes out like Penhurst Asylum was just this terrible freaking place of people dying and bacteria and disease and sexual assault, all sorts of terrible, terrible things that happened there. And like so many
Wow.
people died, like undocumented deaths.
Right.
And then it's claimed to be one of the most haunted facilities that there is. And like it should be haunted. Like that's a terrible freaking place.
It's like when you drive down Valley Road and to the right, I forget the name, Smedley. Is it Smedley? And you just look at it and you're like, that's probably haunted too. It's Valley Road and Forge Road. I'm trying to remember the name of the place. It's abandoned school, and it looks like that would be haunted just like that. you know,
Oh yeah.
it looked like it would just be that situation too.
Hmm.
And not well, since we're talking about local, Fort Mifflin. You heard of that one, right?
Yeah.
Fort Mifflin apparently has a faceless ghost walking around, faceless man just roaming the area, just haunting people, keeping people up at night. I've been there for National Guard. They have at Fort Mifflin. They have a thing nearby, and so occasionally we would visit. It just, I'll be honest, I just felt chills at Fort Mifflin with
Oh yeah.
all the ghosts they say that is there, just there to haunt you and Ooh, scary.
Hmm. A
Man.
lot of crazy stuff out there, dude.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just looking now at the Fort Mifflin Ghost Tour. I'll show it to everybody.
Yeah.
The Ghost of Fort Mifflin, Philadelphia most haunted military fort. Yeah, this is a tour that you can go there and enjoy and then get scared. I'm not into getting scared. I'm good. I never
I know
found
my
the
parents
appeal
did.
to it.
My parents do that stuff. My
Oh
parents do
yeah,
like the murder mysteries and all that stuff. They do like the ones in Cape May because Cape May is another haunted town, old Victorian homes. A lot of lore and hauntings that come out of there too. A lot of creepy stuff.
Cape May, huh?
Not really monsters, but ghosts and hauntings and weird apparitions, stuff like that.
Yeah, when you see those old pictures, you're like, "There's got to be ghosts somewhere." Because I
Oh
seen
yeah,
some of those
dude,
old
creepy.
pictures. Very creepy.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many lore in the area. Uh, it just makes you chills. But I'm
Mm.
gonna let me while you talk, I'm gonna look for the one in Philly. Show you guys what's your next lore.
I don't really have too many because like some of them are so deep, it's almost like a podcast in itself.
Then
There's so many different avenues. Like the Jersey Devil, I was gonna do research on that one, but like if I were to talk about that, it'd be like 25 minutes to explain the story. So it's like the Jersey Devil's a big one, and allegedly the story came about that this lady had 13 children, and her 13th was said to be the devil,
mm,
this pure evil child. Like most children are born pure and pure of heart or whatever.
mm-hmm,
So this one was said to be the devil, like this terrible little creature, and they kept it in the house and never let it out to see the light of day, and like wouldn't let it out in the community. All these terribly weird things, and then it's like this little devil creature, and he got out and was haunting people, not haunting, like scaring people and terrorizing the local town and the people, stuff like that. But like doing more research into it, it's like the father was this uh, local politician running for a position of power. Like there was this political story to defame him and hurt his political career. Basically, so what it turned out to be was just this
mm-hmm.
big fabricated story to make the family put this dark cloud over the family and his children, which is terrible, to
Just to
just
win the
not get
election.
him into political power. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, well, that's all politics, I guess, right? Even if it's 300 or 400 years old.
Man, just to win.
Yeah, so that was a big deep story. We can like go down and do like a whole 25-minute segment on just the Jersey Devil, or we could do like Mothman, which is a whole other 30-minute segment. Dogman, like if I would have elaborated and I could elaborate that better. It's just so many stories and encounters, just like Bigfoot. There's so many stories that are all around
Mm-hmm.
Appalachia. Or like
Oh, there's tons in
it's just
Appalachian.
crazy. Yeah.
Tons of Appalachian. Because it's not really not too many people go there except
There's
for if
nothing
they're
there, right? It's mountains and woods, and it's a lot of it's protected land or privately owned land. So there's not going to be really any development or communities built out there. So it's going to remain this
yeah.
weird unknown. And then the
Uh-huh.
stories come out.
Yeah, yeah. And not just us up and down, probably, because this goes up and down the whole East Coast, not just in
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
That's
Um,
the other one too. I forget what the actual term is, but like when you talk about something so much and you build the story that it becomes real, like it comes to fruition, like us talking about it or other people creating the stories will eventually make this entity real.
mhm.
It's some crazy theories on stuff like that.
And yeah, because let me show you real quick since we're on here. I'm going to show you why I made this lore, or we made this lore. This is in Philadelphia. Okay, I lived in this neighborhood. This right here, when it gets dark, it is dark. So when you come over here, we walk by and see this house here. See it? The map. And me and my friends, we started our own lore with that, saying that was a house of people who inbred and were
Mm,
cannibals. And we were so
nice.
petrified. We for the longest time, we're afraid to be in this area. And then when you do the little drop, you find out it's just a driving range. That's all it is. You
Nice.
know what I mean? As a kid, you didn't know though.
It does look like a creepy old house, though, dude.
Done
That's
it.
their fault.
No light, nothing. I mean, city has a hard time certain spots to keep lights going, because there's so many. But this was so dark. Not where I was at, but further down. So the light above you made it even worse to look down there. And so the whole neighborhood believed this place was haunted. They were killing people. Don't walk down there; they'll snatch you. So we would always, when we walked by that, walk pretty fast while we drove our bikes. But yeah, we
Good
believed
idea.
that. We believed it. It became our urban legend. And
Oh
like you
yeah.
said, it comes from that, from, people spreading and stuff. And there was no fact at all. This one was no facts. None.
Nice.
We just made it. Have you ever done that? Or have you ever heard like stories in your neighborhood where someone made stuff up? You're like, that's bull, but people believed it?
Yeah, we had a creepy one. It's like a random house because I'm from Aston. We had a random house
Yeah.
kind of by my house now. It's like only like 6 blocks away. But when I grew up, where I grew up to where that is, was like I think a mile or two away. So I would pass it very seldomly, like once a year. We drive past this house, but it's like all of the houses in this area are kind of like mid 40s, mid 50s, early 60s, like in the housing boom right after the war. They're really making these towns.
Mm.
And it's just one random house. Like it's all split levels or colonials all side by side. Like one random house. It's this old stone house, like old, like the big block and mortar, like
Okay.
creepy house, and like half covered in ivy. And like then there's like rumors in the neighborhood that there's this haunted house that the whole family had died in. And like, and if you stare at the house too long, the doors will open up and try to suck you into the house, like crazy. But I mean,
Yeah.
I was like 9 years old when I heard this story. I'm like, oh my God, it's a haunted house. Like, what do I do? Don't look at it too long.
That's funny. We kind of did that in our mind too, because we had an older gentleman across the street. House wasn't taken care of and stuff, so there was rumors spreading around that he would be eating kids, and we were all afraid of him. We were petrified. But then one time, me and my brother was on the top of a tree, and we're getting eaten alive by red ants, and we fall down and get hurt. And he comes over. He was the sweetest guy in the world, but the urban legend was he was evil. But he was the
Yeah,
nicest guy in the world, man. He was a veteran. He just liked to stay to himself. Wife died, so he's by himself. But that's what the rumor was. When you keep to yourself, I guess that starts spreading. So you know what? I'm on this city ghost. There's so many Philadelphian stories right now of haunted places. Let me show it to you. If you go here,
Billy's old, dude.
shows you all the places that they believe is ghosts. You have the ghost, the haunted Bishop White House in Pendle's Hall. They have City Tavern, Carpenter's Hall. They believe there's ghosts in all those different locations. Everybody, if you want to check, you come to the city of Philadelphia, check Ghost City, have some fun with it. That reminds me, when I went with Kimmy Clark to London, I went one of the ghost tours. It wasn't scary. It was so funny, dude. I'm laughing my butt off. It was one of those comedy ghost tours in one of those
Nice.
buses, the double bus thing. It
Yeah, the double decker.
was, yeah, but there were true ghost stories, but they made it so fun. He's driving, and next thing he stops, look at that ghost. And it was one of his guys all dressed up as a ghost. And then one time it's like, oh no, blood. And then they throw blood near a woman's area down there. Like, oh no, you're just having your thing.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, it's in London. It's a ghost story. It's so much fun, but they're trying to make it scary. But all the stories they were going to were true. Uh, do you like that? Do you like going to like haunted houses and stuff?
I could care less for it.
Yeah, me neither. I really don't.
I think there's cool stories. Like I watch it on TV, or like I watch Ghost Adventure sometimes with Zach Baggins.
Do you?
Because like
Okay.
like well, so like if you watch like a run of the mill, like anybody going to in the house and do like this paranormal investigation, it's pretty freaking boring.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of silence, or like they use white noise to try to get the spirits to communicate through, or like all these different
Yeah.
devices they come out with now.
Mm-hmm.
But you just kind of like sit there like, oh, what was that?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Where the guys on Ghost Adventures are so animated. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh my God, like the hair on my arm is rising. I got goosebumps all over the place. Aaron, do you feel it's like they're so animated and funny? It's like it kind of like takes away like the staleness of watching a
Right.
paranormal investigation. So it's like these guys that are just regular Joe Schmoes that have been hanging out for 20 years making ghost documentaries and investigations. Like
Making us
it's I
laugh too
watch
at the
it for
same time.
them. Yeah, but I watch it for them because like they're so like it's almost like every time it's like Aaron, I feel this cold air right in front of me. Do you feel? Come over, feel Aaron. Come over, feel this air. So it's just so animated. Like it takes away like the dorkiness of like the ghost stories. Just like, oh man, like okay, this is a real guy too. Or like
Yeah.
he claims that like he bought like one of the most haunted houses in America in Michigan. Like there's like actual documented police reports. Like they'll get called because like people see like lights on in the house, but no one lives there. Or like they see the curtains move, or they see people in the window.
Right.
There's real police reports of it. But he bought that house and tried to live in it, and he said that
Mm.
like the spirits and the evil there like to started to deteriorate his vision, and he has um asthma now because of the entities trying to destroy his body. It's like, dude, like you're just getting older, man. Like he said he wears glasses now, but he's like, hey, the spirits were like destroying my vision. Like, dude, you're old. Like you're 45 now.
Ah,
You're getting old. Is what it is.
maybe I should have told the army. That way I would have stayed in. I should have said the spirits. Ah,
Dude, that's it, man.
okay. I gotta remember that. That's funny, man. That's funny.
Yeah, but the other ones, like I don't watch like what was the other one? Taps when that was on. I didn't care for that one. There's a lot of them I just never cared for. Just the animated personalities, I could say, of the guys
Mm-hmm.
on Ghost Adventures. It's like, okay, like this is a good story and it's funny.
Supernatural made fun of them in one of their
Yeah.
episodes.
Yep.
I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
it's great.
they're making fun of them. I mean, in a funny way, but they were
Oh
making fun
yeah.
of them. Yeah, that
But
was
in one of those episodes, they had actually showed like because there's like another group of guys that had this website and podcast, and they would go out and document. They actually talked about these things so much that they would come to fruition and became real entities, even though they were just stories. Like the urban
mm,
legends, they went to investigate and got such foot traffic that oh, the energy actually created this into a real thing. So
yeah, okay, yeah. The mindset, the whole minds collectively developed and made
yeah,
this entity.
yep,
All right, I guess yeah, I can see that. That's the Japanese culture believes that too. They believe that
oh
that's what
yeah,
happens when there's so much passion for something. It's made like that TV show
it,
with gods or whatever it's called. Like when Thor was fighting against the new gods, and one of them was I think internet or something. He was so powerful, but he was created by the humans.
oh
Um,
yeah.
so that's yeah, I can see that because Japanese definitely believes in that. Because again, I watch Japanese anime, so
Hey man,
pretty
teach
much
their
know.
own.
Yeah, yeah. I like this episode. I like that. I think we should dig deep later on it, and maybe we'll just do half an hour. Just maybe do two segments of really dig deep into two of them. You know, so you
Yeah.
said you need about 30 minutes. I think we should. So what
And some of the
I
stories are so detailed, or there's so many stories, or so many different areas that this. I mean, if you follow the Appalachian down, which is kind of cool. Like if you follow the woods of the Appalachian, the mountains down,
mm-hmm,
you'll actually get the similar stories all throughout the same thing. So you'll hear the Bigfoot stories, you'll hear the Mothman stories, you'll hear the Dogman stories, you'll hear the Skinwalker stories, and don't go in the woods at night, and don't go in the woods by yourself. Like you'll hear all the same stories throughout the entire
mm-hmm.
chain of the Appalachia. It's pretty
Appalachia's
cool to
huge.
watch.
I'm
Oh
looking at the
yeah,
map
but you'll
now.
get
It's
the
huge.
you'll get consistent stories from the top to the bottom. It'll be the same thing through all the states, just different locations. So it's like, man, maybe this is real, and it's just traveling this network that it has
Mm-hmm.
of protected game lands. Like those lands will never be built on unless the government decides it's eminent domain.
Mm-hmm. Oh well, I can see that. All right. So I have nothing else for today. Do you have anything else?
No, man, that's really it. It kind of encapsulates a broad spectrum of different urban legends and local, more so local legends to us.
Yep. This
And it
first
kind of
episode
opens the
of that.
gateway to go down. It kind of opens the gateway to dive deep into real local, not even local, just dive deeply into different weird stories from around the area.
Okay. So I think next episode, let's dig deep into two. Which two would you like to dig deep into? Talk to the audience. Which two are we going into that you would like
Mm,
to? I like one from Appalachian Mountain if we could. Maybe Dogman.
yeah, we could do Dog Man. That's a big one. We could do. I'll write it down so I don't forget.
No, I'll look up two. Dogman, and we can probably correlate that with the also sightings of Bigfoot because it's, it might be the same entity. He just probably
It
changes
could
his
be.
face. Or it might be a human that's really ugly, walking up and down, very
Could be
hairy.
it, man.
But yeah, I like the deep. That's one I would like to. Which one would you like to go? I picked one. You picked one.
Mm, I don't know. There's Mothman. There's Skinwalkers.
Okay.
I'll do Skinwalkers because Skinwalkers is creepy, dude.
Definitely with that episode with the on Supernatural. Yeah,
Oh yeah, dude.
yeah. That was very. Some of those episodes are like, ugh. But yeah,
It's like, man, I hope this isn't real.
yeah, that would suck if it was. So that's all I had to cover today.
Yeah,
So next week, the two you just heard, we're going to be covering Dogman, Skinwalkers. So I just wanted to say this is Sean from Tech Train Solutions. Keep looking up for more from us. We're going to be going
yeah,
on. And if you guys need anything out there work-wise, industrial, commercial, industrial, let us know. We're
yeah.
beginning. We are the shedizzle. We should be good to go if you need us. All right. I am licensed. I have my state license now, insured. Now I'm working on each township, trying to get certified in each township. That's what I'm working on now.
Yeah, we'll have to link up. Um, Got the state license. I'd like to get some more information from that from you.
Yeah, there's no real state license. It's more like it's the state saying that to the attorney general that we're good to go. We're legitimate workers. We don't do anything to rob people. Basically, that then you need your actual license from each township, and you need
Yeah.
insurance and workman's comp or a excuse for no workman's comp,
Okay.
and that's it.
Hey, we'll talk
So
more after we end of this
yeah.
episode.
So this is Sean from Tech Train Solutions. I'd like to say thank you. And this is my buddy, the mighty Jake Price. Hello, Jake.
Jake Price from Jake Price Does It. Um, Now that I'm kind of figuring out my schedule of work, I'm going to start posting more on my personal channel again. It's
Good.
been about 2 months, maybe 2 months. I don't really know. I
Okay.
don't know, but we're going to get back on track, try to get the ball rolling again, get some
Okay.
cool content out, make fun of
Nice.
more DeWalt stuff.
Well, this is what I'm going to do, just to tell you, is I'm going to send out 2 meters out to not calibrate, but to verify, because it's not very expensive to do that. Because my one video of Fluke versus Klein, I'm getting a lot of arguments like, oh, you're this close. I want to see what the percentage is. I'm going to send it out to get looked at by a calibration company and tell me the plus or minus of the readings. And then I'll do it again and then use that plus or minus, say, hey, this is what the readings are. And which one is the better one on my next, I'm working on that in my next episode.
I think for me, I think a lot of stuff with metering is just irrelevant information almost. Like I just want to be in the ballpark of like, okay, this is an allowable tolerance for me. So like I like to do a plus or minus.
Yeah, no,
Like
I
a lot of stuff is
understand.
like a plus or minus 3%. So if you got zero
I
point
understand.
0.5 amps, zero point 0.5 amps on something that should be 0.55,
Mm-hmm.
it's within my range of error. I
Of
don't care that
course.
much.
No, I wasn't showing. I just wanted to let people know which one is closer if they want more like closer numbers versus not. Because I'm the same way, plus or minus, unless I'm industrial, then I want it a little bit closer, because
Yeah.
certain things you need it. And that's all I wanted to show because I wanted to see what they say, you know, and I just wanted to say because that's one of the things I've always been interested. What's the tolerance in each meter? And I'm going to let people know. I'll look it up online to see if the company has a sheet or something I can see it. But yeah, that's be my next episode. Try to be my next episode. Long one.
Cool.
All right. So this is
Nice.
again. I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much. Oh yeah.